now official, a Transformers crossover movie with G.I. Joe is coming. Now, we've kind of known this was happening since a certain post-credit scene last summer, but it was confirmed yesterday at CinemaCon. Now, if you don't know what CinemaCon is, essentially it is a convention for theater owners where movie studios come and make a presentation about what movies they have coming up over the next year to excite the theaters to show more of their films. And so you normally get a bunch of trailers released that week. At the convention, they see a bunch of exclusive footage. They usually get to see a couple movies very early. Sometimes they'll show 30 minutes from the beginning of a film. And then they announce new projects and make them official. And Paramount in particular made a bunch of big announcements. From my perspective, Paramount was the winner of CinemaCon this year, and one of those reasons is that they announced that a Transformers G.I. Joe movie was coming. Now, we've essentially known that this was going to happen since last June, where I'm going to spoil something from the latest Transformers movie, but the post-credit scene for Rise of the Beast essentially reveals that the Michael Kelly character in the film works for G.I. Joe and recruits the human characters into G.I. Joe. So after their big adventure, the G.I. Joe logo is revealed and you go, oh, they're doing it. All of my toys are going to start playing together. Oh, it's happening. So we've known that this is what they were planning on doing, what they want to do since last year, but they hadn't greenlit the film yet. Now the film is officially announced. Not rumor mill, not leaks. They announced it at CinemaCon. As of right now, there are no writers, directors attached to it. Steven Spielberg is producing, but I don't know that that means a whole lot. He's been producing the Transformers movies for 15 years now, so I don't know that he actually does anything. I don't know what notes that he's actually giving on these projects, but he is executive producing. His name is in the credits on these deals. The guy that directed Rise of the Beast did kind of pitch this idea, but he's not currently signed on to do this film as of yet. He wasn't announced as part of it, despite previously saying he's going to do another Transformers film. So all we know is it really is happening. They really are doing it. So then the question is, what do I think of the fact that they are making a Transformers and G.I. Joe movie? Some people, feel like it's a cheap gimmick. Oh, I mean, essentially it is. Anytime you take two franchises and let's match our toys together, let's do a versus movie, Freddy versus Jason. You're kind of throwing in the towel, admitting that you've run out of normal storytelling. So we're just doing the professional wrestling version of things, where it's just fun ridiculousness. And I love Freddy vs. Jason, but you are acknowledging that this is no longer really a horror franchise. It's just kind of pure schlock, pure entertainment value, rather than the core of the storytelling you're going for there. And that, that's essentially what this feels like here in my mind. But I don't care. In my mind, Transformers and G.I. Joe were always existed to sell toys. I mean, G.I. Joe started as a toy line and then had this huge revitalization 20 years later in the 80s when they decided they really wanted to sell toys. So then they created the cartoon and the comics and a theatrical film. And it was this whole thing with the whole purpose was to sell toys. And then they put out a Transformers movie where they kill off all your favorite Transformers so that they can put out a new set of Transformers so they can sell more toys. That's what this has always been. It's always about your toys in animated form, mashing them together in live action, whatever it is. So the idea that, let's make the movie that's the same way that I played with my toys back in the 80s, because I'm an 80s kid. I had 80s Transformers and 80s G.I. Joes. Actually, I still have them at my mom's house. So whenever my kids stay at my mom's house, they still play with my G.I. Joes. Though the rubber band on the inside has snapped, so their legs are missing. But that's what this is. Let's mash our toys together. All the kids play. And I just don't care. I don't this doesn't feel like a franchise built on extreme storytelling integrity. That's not what it is. It's a franchise that existed to sell toys. And I'm in my 40s, so my level of commitment to integrity for What are you talking about? It's G.I. Joe. It's Transformers. There's a lot of fun to be had here. There's a lot of nostalgia for me. It's something that I love to, try and get my kids involved with. And they have, my son hasn't really latched onto them quite as much, but, try to do what I can. And a silly movie about G.I. Joes partnering up with Transformers, why not? Sure. Let's do it. Let's have fun with it. I don't know which G.I. Joe continuity we're going with this. I don't know if this means that all of the Transformers movies and all the G.I. Joe movies are now continuity. I don't know what it means, but I don't really care. It sounds like silly fun. So I'm entirely there for it because why not? That's what these franchises have essentially always been to me. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And you can check out my ranking of the G.I. Joe and the Transformers movies right over here to know what I think about all of them. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies and TV to